second. Is that a coolie beat?
Life's a bitch, you gotta maintain and keep it cool. And don't be fucking with niggas that don't rep it true. Life's a bitch, you gotta maintain and keep it cool. Don't be fucking with niggas that don't keep it true. Life's a bitch, life's a bitch, life's a bitch, life's a bitch, life's a bitch. You gotta maintain and keep it cool. Don't be fucking with niggas that don't rap it true.
What's up, everybody? This is your gorgeous global girl, Queen Charis, coming at you live and direct from QueenCharis.com. And we got my man, John Vuitton, coming at you live and direct. Go ahead and tell the people where you from, baby.
What's going on? Shout out to QueenCharis.com.
Woo! Tell the people what city you rap, John Vuitton.
Dodge City, Kansas.
Kansas City, baby. What's that movie remind me of Kansas City? What is that movie again?
The Wizard of Oz.
The Wizard of Oz. The Wizard of Oz, Toto and Dorothy. Yes, Kansas all the way, live up on QueenCharis.com. Thank you so much for checking in on the Come Up series on QueenCharis.com. And, you know, we just like to dive right in. First and foremost, I want to thank you so much for your patience. Everybody keeps hitting me up. You know, they just love Queen Charis. You already know that, right? All over the world, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And it just so happened that I had a cancellation, so I was able to bump you up because I wasn't going to be able to get you to next year. So you know how that is.
Oh, well, man, I'm lucky then.
Yes, you are. God is good.
That is right.
Okay, so let's just dive right in. So, you know, I see you got a little trapping, little background, but we ain't going to start right there. Tell the people how you got started just in rapping, period. Like, how did you get started?
Man, really on getting into the rapping was, man, I'm a huge fan of Tupac. Like, man, ever since I was itty bitty, like I idolized Tupac, wanted to be just like him.
Right.
And then, you know, he died too early.
Yes, he
everybody's
did.
Everybody's got, you know, their own opinion on what happened, you know, all the conspiracy and everything. Is he alive? Is he dead? I don't know.
What if he's alive though? What if he is alive though? For real though.
If Pac's alive, he's the smartest man on this world. Because anybody who could fake their death and make people believe he was actually dead, and then leave clues to actually say that he was alive, and then come back, you know, after 15 years later, then man, you know, salute off to you, Pac. You know what I'm saying? And he might be still alive, and if he is, I think he's running a lot of what happens with the music scene and everything right now.
Wow.
You know, I think he's always been watching if he is alive, you know?
Wow. What would the world be if Tupac was still alive? What would the rap game be? Just break that down real quick.
Oh, man. If Pac was really still alive, like, I don't think some of these mainstream rappers would even be around today.
Right.
To be honest with you. Like, I think Pac would have just shut that down for good, you know, because Pac, the way he portrays music, I mean, his music still applies to this day. People are sitting there listening to his music and like, oh man, this sounds like it just came out yesterday.
Right.
That came out 10, 12, 15 years ago, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, that's just how smart, intelligent, and how much time he put into his music, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, there will never be another Tupac. You know, R.I.P. if he is dead.
Wow. Shout out to Tupac Shakur. We love you. So, you said, you know, he was your inspiration. What was your favorite bar from Tupac?
Man, Pac, man, I really can't say it's my favorite bar anything like Pac because I love all of his music. Like just the way that he portrayed himself was, like the thug life. That's one thing that stuck in my head forever was the thug life.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody thinks that it's about being a thug and living that life. Nah, like the actual meaning of thug life is the hatred you give little infants fucks everybody. And man, that shit applies so much that you don't really even have to sit there and think about what it means. All it means is the hatred you give little infants fucks everybody. You treat a little kid bad, he's gonna grow up to be a bad part of society. Simple as that.
Right. So let's talk about Let's talk about your growing up and all that. How did you get involved in the drug game?
Man, it was just all my older cousins and everything all around me were all doing that. So, little one up, you're hanging around all of my older cousins and everything. I mean, you learn the game real quick.
Right. So it's just so funny how a lot of times we, as young people feel like our lives are so different when really they're not. Because, I mean, you sound just like a black dude that grew up in the hood, his family selling drugs, and that's all they know. So you saying your life is no different.
It's really not. I mean, I used to get my ass beat by my older cousins and everything. Like if I didn't do what they told me to do, you just had to do it. You had to do what you had to do to survive.
Right. That's just so deep and powerful just to say that. Just to hear you say that. No, seriously, because a lot of times we feel like, a certain color has a privilege or a certain race is disadvantaged. I feel like, we all can take advantage of whatever race we're in. And then we all have different choices, too, that we can make. Or, you know what I'm saying?
Right. I mean, that's very true. I think everybody has trials and tribulations. It don't matter what color you are.
That's right.
But
that's right.
It's not about where you came from. It's about where you're headed.
That's it. And that's what I try to tell people. You know what I'm saying? No matter what you came through, going through, or going to come out from, it's always a better day, something to look forward to, make the change and do better. You know what I'm saying? That's why I never judge.
Yeah, absolutely. The person standing or sitting right next to you, you have no idea what they've been through in their life. Just because they might be dressed in fancy clothes and everything like that, you have no idea on what the hell they've been through.
Well,
that person who's dressed in bummy clothes, for instance, sitting right next to you, that might be the richest person in the world. You have no idea. You see what I'm saying?
That's right.
Don't ever judge a book by its cover.
That's right. I mean, I often reflect on Donatella Versace. You already know who she is, right?
Mm-hmm.
She is Versace's sister. And when I reflect on her life, majority of her life, she's been on drugs. And her children grew up with a, drug addicted mother. And even though she had all that money and still does, she had to go through that season in her life, and so did her kids. And it's no different than, children in the hood growing up with their parents on crack or their mother on drugs or whatever. So it's always, we always see things differently through different eyes because of skin color. But I feel like a lot of times people don't realize that skin color doesn't have anything really to do with life in itself, life in of itself, if you know what I mean. Because skin color did not keep Paris Hilton from going to jail. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
With all her money.
Right, exactly.
And you know what I'm saying?
I think that's one thing that the world needs to calm down on is all this skin color, this racist shit. Oh man, I'm sick and tired of hearing about that stuff.
Right, I think it can be overblown to an extent. But at some point, I feel like as a people, we have to take some responsibility as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Of course we do. Like,
well, I'm talking about in terms of black people. I'm saying in terms of black people. We have to take responsibility in a lot of what goes on, and we can't always pull the race card. Is what I'm saying.
man, that happens the same way with the white people, though. They need to take responsibility on their actions and everything, too. You know, I'm not saying that racism doesn't exist, because it does. Like, you know, I'm half Mexican, half white. And, you know, growing up in Kansas my whole life, you know, because I got brown skin, the white people didn't accept me. You see what I'm saying?
That's deep.
And because when the black people would look at me, all they saw was that I was white. You see what I'm saying?
That's true.
But you know, every day growing up, it was the white kids always calling me a stick or this or that. You know, you fucking stupid Mexican. You know, like, come on now.
That is so funny.
Racism goes on no matter where you're at. I'm not like that, because, you know, I do have a lot of different cultures in me. I got a lot of different friends who are from different cultures. Like, man, I don't know. The world just needs to wake up and realize that it don't matter what freaking color you are. We're all people.
That's right. That's right. I mean, one of the beautiful models in the world, the top-selling model in the world, Adriana Lima, she claims her black heritage. You know what I'm saying? So I think we're more alike than different. And I think when we can embrace that alone, the world will be a better place.
Right.
So let's dive into, you know, your music. Okay, I know you said that Tupac had influenced you, but what was the actual catalyst that got you into, you know, wanting to do this?
Man, just, I don't know, ever since I was little and everything, you know, would be at family events and everything. I remember being a little kid, and, you know, I'd be showing out at, you know, family reunions.
How old were you? How old were you?
I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 years old, you know?
Yeah.
You know, like showing out, singing to James Brown and dancing and all that, you know? I mean, just having a good time. That's just always what I've done.
Mm-hmm. So do you remember your first verse you ever wrote?
Man, my first verse, like, I think, the first verse I ever wrote was, I did a remake for my uncle to the song Regulators by Warren G. I was writing about him and his homies instead of Warren G's homies. You see what I'm saying?
Go ahead. Do you remember it?
Oh man, I can't even really. That's been so long ago. Oh.
Well,
man,
give me your favorite verse of yours. Your favorite verse of yours. Just give me a little bit of it.
Of mine?
Yeah.
My favorite verse that I've ever wrote?
Right.
Let me see. I don't know. I've got a lot of them. I'm not saying.
Well, just pick one. Just pick one. Just pick one.
Man, life's a bitch. You got to get it how you live. You got to maintain, keep it calm and cool, keep it new age simple, because I'm on a mission. It's a crazy life with my diamonds glisten. You can say the wrong words, end up missing. Got your mama going to church screaming, God's missing. Apprehension in the fifth dimension. My fingers slipping when it comes to the written. Better pay attention. I'm a prophet sitting. Life's a bitch, but I'm still gonna get it. I'm gonna hit the twice. The bitch real good, so I'm double strapped. Always repping true.
All right. Life can truly be a biatch, truly. So, with I know you said that you were, you know, immersed in this lifestyle. What was one of the most difficult things you had to go through?
But the most difficult thing was when I was actually, I mean, I'll be straight up honest with you, you know, from pushing the product and everything, you know, I got addicted to it. I got addicted to coke. I was 18, 19 years old, was, you know, up at Kansas State University, hanging with all the star athletes and everything, and doing stupid stuff, being their plug and everything, and then next thing you know, I developed a habit that I couldn't control no more.
Right.
And then, you know, having to have my parents come up to college and then pull me out of college, you know, so that I could go get the treatment that I needed, you know. And if my parents wouldn't have done that today, I probably would not have been alive.
Wow. That is deep. So
yeah.
they put you in like a... Go ahead.
Yeah, you know, I was headed down the wrong road. I mean, I was so sniffed out of my damn mind. I was like Tony Montana at the end of the movie, you know what I'm saying? Like, where he's just sticking his head in a big old pile and he's out of his mind. He don't even know what he's doing. That was me.
Right. That's deep. Break that down.
You know, if they wouldn't have came and pulled me out and put me into treatment, you know, I wouldn't be here today. You know, thank God.
Thank
God
God
I'm still here to this day.
Yes. So tell us about your time in rehab. That's powerful.
Man, time in rehab, it was hard. Like, coming off of this stuff was like the worst experience that I've ever done in my life. Like, the coke was all great when you were exposed, it felt all good and everything, but coming down off of that, oh hell no. Like I remember throwing up this black tar stuff just coming out of me.
Wow.
And I remember like hallucinating and everything, thinking that the devil was right next to me and trying to come for me, trying to get me to go back to that lifestyle, to do it again and everything, you know. Like,
right.
You know, find any way that you could get it, you know, get it. Man, it was absolutely horrible. But then, you know, like, and then during that time and everything, like my belief in God was, you know, out the door when I was on that stuff. I didn't believe in God.
Right.
Not a one bit. But then, you know, when I was going through recovery and everything, like, that's the only person that was by my side. That's the only person that would listen to anything that I had to say, how I was feeling, and, you know, the belief in God. And like, he got me through it. He got me here. You know, I've never seen the man, but he does exist.
He does exist. He does exist. I'm a witness. That is powerful, John. Thank you for sharing that, because, you know, I have people listening from all over the world tuning in to QueenCaris.com, and I just want to share with you, you know, some of those countries. We got Bangladesh tuning in. We got Brazil. We got Spain. We got Italy. We got France. We got Jamaica, Bahrain, and that's where that money is. We got France, India. We got Canada, and all the rest of the places is inside the United States. I did say Brazil, right? Sao Paulo.
Yes, you did.
Brazil and France. And I'm just, you know, you never know by you sharing your story how you can help somebody that may be right in that you know, hold of that addiction and don't know how to get out, don't know what they're going to do. But just by you saying, hey, look, I made it, I went through recovery, I went to rehab, I recovered, and I'm out, how that's going to, you know, impact them just by you sharing your story. So thank you so much.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if people got any questions, I mean, they can email me at TWO, the letter 3, MAFIA@gmail.com. That's 23Mafia. Like, you got any questions, you need somebody to listen to you, you want to talk to somebody, man, just get a hold of me. Like, I'm always here for everybody. I'm open to everybody. I don't care what race you are. You're having a problem. You're having a bad day. You just want somebody to talk to. Man, hit me up.
That's powerful. That is powerful. Thank you so much. So how long did it take you from start to finish to actually, you know, go through rehab, get to a place where it was a turning point, and then coming out? How long did that take?
That was actually going through rehab. Like, I actually spent probably 60 days in rehab. And then, you know, the 60 days in rehab were, the first 30 days were probably the hardest for me. But then after the next hardest was actually when I got out of rehab. That's when the real test came.
That's when the real test come. Because I was going to ask you, did you relapse?
Yeah, of course. Of course I did. Of course. Like, it wasn't even that long after, maybe a couple months after.
So what do you think caused you to do that? Were you hanging around the same people, or it was just something you did on your own?
No, it was thinking that I was smart enough and that I'd known enough and that I was strong enough to stay away from that stuff. Like, oh, well, that only happened to me once. Like, it ain't gonna happen again. Bull fucking shit. Okay, you know, once you're an addict, or you've got that addictive lifestyle, like, everything is hard for you to maintain.
Right.
I've had to retrain myself on how to live life and everything, and I'm not perfect at it by any means, but when something that I don't like, that I see myself getting addicted to, like gambling or anything like that, then I've got to sit back and I've got to be like, you know what? Like, this ain't cool. This ain't you. You know, find something else to do.
Right. That's awesome. Well, I commend you, you know what I'm saying, for staying on that journey. And I know it's difficult. I know it's hard. And go ahead.
It is hard. It is hard, but you know, the only thing, like nowadays, the only thing that keeps me from going back out and living all that lifestyle and everything again is my music. That's the one thing that has absolutely saved my life. Where I'm addicted to making music now. I just changed my addiction.
That's
So
it. Break that down, baby.
All that time that I spent out on the streets and everything, bouncing around, wanting to slang or looking for my next high or whatever, man, I'm gonna use that energy and I'm gonna focus on writing a new song. I'm gonna get in the booth and I'm gonna record. I'm gonna write songs. You know, I'm gonna network. I mean, that music has saved my life.
That's it. I mean, that's what's up. Like, I was listening to Kendrick Lamar on this little Reebok campaign that he is doing right now. He had mentioned that, you know, he had to make a choice whether he was going to choose the life of the streets, life of the crime, or he was going to lock himself in the studio. And that's what he did. He locked himself in the studio. And we see the result of that now. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I commend you for changing your addiction to drugs to your music. And, you know, where do you see yourself, or where would you like to see yourself in your music go?
Man, where like the next step for me is to be signed on to a label, and the next thing is for the world to see me on MTV, BET, you know. I mean, seriously, and then you know, even after that, then you know, doing movies and everything like that.
I know that's right, baby. This is called the On the Come Up series, so don't forget Queen Charis when you on that, you know, doing your little movies on MTV. Remember to shout me out, boo.
Already, you know. I mean, that's just where that's where I see my dreams going, and you know, the more and more that I stay locked in, just stay doing this music stuff, the more and more, you know, I see my dreams coming true. Okay, because like for instance, say a year ago this time, I wasn't doing no interviews with anybody on the phone, you know. I wasn't, you know, blessed to have Queen Charis on the other line.
I know that's right, baby. You got royalty on QueenCharis.com.
You see what I'm saying? Like, you know, within the last year, I've sit down and just focused so much on myself and my music, and seen where it can go, and I've seen it all progress, and it's like, man, now I'm addicted to it, and now I don't want to see that progress stop. I want to see success in big amounts come. Like, I want to do so much for the world. Like, once I do get all that success and everything, like, it's gonna be crazy. Like,
that's it. I'm feeling you. I'm feeling you on that.
Like, you know, I want to have that success to be sitting there looking on trying to change the world. That if Tupac was alive, the dude would come out and be like, hey, man, like, I'm a fan of yours. You see what I'm saying?
That's what's up. That is what's up. Wow. So if you were to give the people one word to describe your music, what would that be?
Real.
I love it. I love it. You
real,
know,
because everything I talk about in my music, I've been there, done that. I've experienced it, and then like if it gets on some other subjects where it ain't trapping, like I'm an intelligent person. Like I stick my head in the books. If I don't know something, then I go and find the answer myself. Okay. Like, so when I say it's real, that's because I've got the real information that I can back up on what I'm saying.
right. So what's the emotion that you want people to get? Because, you know, when you want to connect with your, you know, audience, they have to feel an emotion to really connect with you. Like, what is that emotion you want people to feel?
That emotion, I want them to feel, I want them to feel happy. Like, you know, like when they're listening, like they can just relate, you know, just sit there and just bob their head with a smile on their face because they're like, man, this dude's going in like I can relate to everything that he's saying.
Right, exactly. And that's how you want to connect.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So who would you know, what's your thoughts on the rap game as it stands today?
As it stands today, like, I don't know, I'm a trapper rapper, but I don't, there's only a certain few that are actually trapping rapping that you know, that I actually give my respect to and who I actually believe and everything else is, I don't know, they kind of dummy down the rap game these days.
Right.
It's not like what it used to be. It's not like the days of Tupac and Biggie and Bone Thugs and, you know, E40 and Too Short and, you know, I mean, the rap game has just changed so much. You know, the only ones that, like, as far as trapper rappers, as far as like that I get into is, you know, Gucci Mane, you know, Free Guwap,
Free
you know,
Gucci.
and then, like, you know, Yo Gotti, you know.
Shout out to Yo Gotti.
You know, but other than that, like, I don't know, like, I'm not really a Chief Keef fan. Like, some of his stuff is all right, but not really. Like, I don't know. I don't really pay attention to too much of them anymore, you know. Like, I heard them, like, okay, yeah, whatever. Yep, they got their fame, but, you know, that's just a trend that's just in right now. They ain't gonna last around forever.
Right. Yeah, because you know, some of Chief Keef music I can get with, some of it I can't, because some of it I don't really like that sound where the person, and it's not just him, like it's a lot of different rappers where you cannot understand nothing they're saying, like they totally out of their mind high. That's how the sound come out. Where I like, you know, for an audible type of where I can hear every lyric, every, you know, bar, and I think that may be also from what part of the country you may come from. Like if you talk about Wiz Khalifa, he pronounces every single syllable. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it could be just where that person may be from, but I feel like a lot of it is just they just too damn high to say the words right. That's just my opinion.
Right, you can't understand anything, what the fuck they're saying, and it's like, what do they even say? Like,
Right.
your beat's cool, but other than that, like,
I don't know why you record it like that. I mean, that's just me. You know what I'm saying? But anyway,
right.
if you were to, you know, get somebody